Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Today I am going to be building the... Sorry, I'm just turning down the sound on this because it's got the music recorded and it's now playing back at 3 times speed, which is kind of high-pitched, I gotta be honest. So yes, Today I am working on blue science packs. That is my main aim for the day. I want to get blue science packs being produced so that I can advance the research, I can get the advanced oil processing researched, and then we can start building robots. I'm going to be building my base around robots as opposed to massive lines of conveyors everywhere. I like seeing the robots. I did mention this before. I like having hordes of robots everywhere, so there'll be small lines of conveyors. Obviously they will be needed at certain places, but the majority of goods transport over short and medium distance will be the logistics robots. I'm going to sort of have the entire mega base constructed around that, and then the longer distance stuff that will be done with the trains. So I'm just getting some more iron. We've if you have a look up if you've seen the furnaces, we're running a bit low on iron plates and the iron going into it. So I'll just put in this conveyor up through here. I'm going to join it in the middle, just like that there, so that we'll just come around the light and skip past the telegraph pole. I want it in the middle so I get a fairly even feed of ore coming from all directions, and then if I can speed it all up in a little while, it means it'll just run that much more efficiently. At the moment, the biggest problem we got is that we are maxed out on power, and I was kind of hoping that I wouldn't need to build another power station. I would be able to hold out until such time as I got solar panels, but my base has already gotten too big for that, so I think we are just going to have to bite the bullet and replace it. So I'm just replacing the inserters here with fast inserters so that I can upgrade some of the track. We've got the red tracks now, the red conveyors. I can't remember what they're called. Express conveyors, are they? Or is the express ones... I think it might just be fast conveyors. I genuinely can't remember the name of those. That is something I'll have to look up for next time, so when I talk about them I know what I'm talking about. But you need to have fast inserters to be able to take stuff off of the fast conveyor belts properly, because the regular inserters just can't quite catch it usually. So I've got to upgrade those, and then if I upgrade some of the red ones, just checking that the research labs are doing okay down there, then I can upgrade some of the conveyors to red conveyors, which means that we should get enough ore moving all the way up through so that we can keep all of these furnaces fed. I'd like to keep all of them fed and keep the iron being stuffed into the chest at the bottom and off of the sidelines where I'm taking it out as well, so that I've got a constant supply going right across the base. And obviously once I can get loads of robots down, I won't need to have a lot of these conveyors. I will simply be able to feed it into a chest and then place requester chests wherever I need it, and I will have hordes of robots carrying everything out, which means I can get rid of conveyor belts and condense things down a little bit, put more into that space. That is one thing that I genuinely love about having the robots, is that you can get rid of the long distance supply lines. So this iron here, we could have the whole lot feeding into 5 chests all in a line off the edge of the conveyor belt, and then anywhere that needed iron we can just stick down a requester chest. I can put a single requester chest down for every single factory if that's what I wanted to do, and just have like a line of factories all running out and slowly upgrading items and products and so on. I find that's a really good way of doing things, actually, because then you can have a huge area dedicated to producing the electronic circuits, and sometimes a copper wires as well if you think you might need some extra copper wires, and then all those electronic circuits can be distributed across the map without any trouble at all. You don't have to worry about the logistics of it, you don't have to worry about where to put all the conveyor belts. Everything just flows really easily and simply. I love the robots. You may have figured that out by now. So I'm just putting these 2 in here. I'll just make a couple of telegraph poles. There we go, 1 and 2. Join those in sort of as a stopgap to hold power supply for just a little while. I'm hoping it will sort of tide us over for a bit. I don't think I'm going to be able to get away with just this, so I've got some extra water coming in, which will hopefully help. The temperature's going up and the amount of water going in is going up, but still not quite producing enough power, I don't think. We are going to have to just give up and build an extra power station to feed all of this. I don't think we're going to be able to do it all properly and have a solar panel construction area without getting more steam engines first. As soon as I got the solar panel construction, I'm going to build a huge, great big field of solar panels so that I can move away from this. And I know that I did everything modular at the moment. I was with the circle of solar panels and then the accumulators in the middle, and I was considering actually moving away from that completely and just having a mass of solar panels and then put the accumulators in another spot. So every time I put solar panels down in one area, I go and put accumulators down as well. And it's an idea I'm playing with, I'm sort of toying with in my mind, and I think it might work. I think it could be really good. I think it could work out well. But it's not just that we know that it'll work, okay? There's no issue about it working or not working. But no, what I mean is, I think it could look really good. And seeing just the massive field of solar panels and then the accumulators all buzzing and sending off little sparks of electricity, filling up as far as the eye can see, I think it will actually be quite effective to look at. So that is something I'm thinking about, and it is something I will have a go with in the future. So I'm just chucking up, making a few by hand. I will just chuck a few of them down here. I don't think I'm going to be making that many by hand, though. It's just kind of chucking a few down to get an idea where they can fit in, and also just to see if I could escape having to build and make another factory unit. The steam engine unit, making another 10 steam engines and so on. I did want to avoid making... I mean, I realise that we got masses and masses of resources here. We got no shortage of resources whatsoever. But I still like to try and set myself little targets, and one of those targets at the moment is I want to make as few steam engines as possible, and yet advance as rapidly as possible, so that I can be making all the robots and the laser turrets for clearing out the enemy bases and all the little cool things that really do make this game so much better once you advance a little bit further. But I want to try and get away with making as few steam engines as possible before I get to the point where I want to make solar panels. So I'm just adding in a couple of extra mining things here, mining drills, because the power is quite low, so the supply of coal has slowed down somewhat. None of them are working at maximum speed, so I figured if I could stick in an extra couple of mining drills here and feed in some extra coal, it might be enough to sort of tide us over until we get to the solar panel stage. However, I don't think it's actually going to work out like that. I think we are going to end up having to get that extra few steam engines, which is really unfortunate. I really didn't want to do that, but anyway, we can live with it. We'll get through that. The other thing is, this is the only patch of coal I've got here. There is another patch of coal that is away and half buried by a huge amount of bugs, and I don't really want to go building that close to them without getting rid of them first. I would feel somewhat uncomfortable about that idea. That wouldn't make me happy. Just because if I accidentally press the spacebar or accidentally do anything wrong over there, they're going to absolutely obliterate me. And this was taking out coal to feed the plastic, and I put the wrong inserter down, so as soon as it ran out of coal, it started throwing iron down there, which is a bit of a nuisance, but easily taken care of. It's these tiny little details. That's one of the reasons I love the logistics robots so much. It's so much easier to not make little mistakes like that. You make one little mistake wrong on a conveyor belt somewhere and it can mess up an entire system and take you a long time to put it right, certainly if you haven't noticed it straight away. So I'm going for a sort of straight line with this. I'm feeding the factories one into the other that I can get away with. So obviously I've got the copper cables going straight into the electronic circuits, and then the electronic circuits taking the iron off the belt and then putting the circuits back onto the belt there. Then the iron off the other side is being taken straight into those gear wheels, which will then be fed directly into the inserter factories. And then the belt that's carrying the iron plates still, and now the added electronic circuits, that will come down the other side and collect, so that the inserter factories can collect them up. So we'll put those in there, and then I'll use long-handed inserters and feed them out onto the other side. And what I'll probably do actually is I'll feed those direct into a factory. No, if I feed those direct into a factory, that's not going to work. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. I could do that. I could feed them direct into a factory and then just whip that belt with the electronic circuits and the iron plates. I can just run up the other side and we can feed the other bits from there, like that. So if I put those 3 in there, that is then going to make the fast inserters, make those 3 up through there. And I was pressing shift right click to copy and then shift left click to paste what was in the factories to save us having to go through and do them all every time. This time I think I'm going to have an extra belt. If I just run a short belt down here so that it just puts out these fast inserters, and then I put my 3 factories up through and put those. I'm actually going to move that fast inserter down just 1 notch so that it's just below where the long-handled one comes out, so that I've got a few extras available. It's just, yeah, I just figured it would probably be a bit better like that. Means he'll get to it a bit faster. So, and then this one will come up here. It's got everything that it needs. It can collect the plates, the electronic circuits, and the... Actually, no, that only needs the electronic circuits and the inserters, doesn't it? I think it does. But anyway, we've now got those being made. We've got all of them out in a line, and that's a reasonably efficient little setup, I think. I think it's working fairly well. I put the batteries and the plastic out. That was actually a mistake. I was thinking that I would need plastic for the blue science packs. I don't need plastic for blue science packs. I just need the batteries. So I'll change that round so I don't actually need an inserter to come off there. If I drop these smart inserters underneath the plastic belt, and then I can join that onto the battery belt and keep the 2 together, because those 2 I do need. I also need the red circuits, the advanced circuits, and I'll also need steel. I was just running this route round here to check if I could run steel in that direction and collect it so that the steel comes around to the south, rather than having to put yet another belt through the middle of that massive iron ore field that we've started next to, because we are getting a lot of belts running across that, and I didn't want to cover up too much. I wanted to be able to extract it all first. I'm thinking actually the best way to do this, I can't put a belt underneath the furnaces there, so I'm just going to come up and round, and we'll put the blue science production area. That's going to be up here somewhere, just north of this field. So if I get rid of those, I want a belt to run straight up here. It's going to have to cross under these 2, one there and again there. Make a couple more of those. I'll run some belt up here, and we'll do it up here somewhere. It'll be sort of around this area. If I can join the 2 together, and I'll have the 2 belts running side by side there, and then I can have a few factories extracting necessary resources. And then obviously later on, I will expand this and we'll make a much bigger area for making all of the items. Everything is going to be on a much bigger scale. This is just getting us going so that we've got all the essentials set up and ready to go. And then after we've done that, then we'll start working on expanding it all and making all of these projects much, much bigger. So that is like I said, that's the aim of this particular series now, is to make a proper mega base where we are making masses of everything. I'd like to have multiple rocket launches being able to go, that sort of thing. It's going to be epic. That is the plan. It's going to be absolutely epic. Right, what I'm going to do is I will join the red circuits in there, into that one. These will come out and just pass underneath the steel belt, and then they can come back round. Drop down one more. This belt now can run back across, straight there, so that we've got both of them on the same belt. And then I'll bring the other 2, the batteries and smart inserters, they will also run back through, just like that, and stop right there. And then I can put some factories down, and put 3 factories in. I'm wondering if I should have 4, actually. I think I will. I think I will go for 4. So, pop out the fast inserters there. I need long-handed inserters as well to collect the second row of ingredients. And I'll pop them out there so that we are ready for our next factory. There we go. Put some lights in. I need a couple more fast inserters as soon as they're made. I've got the belt running down here. This one is actually going to have to cross over again. It's going to be difficult to mine out all of this field efficiently with everything here. With all these belts running across this field. But, I mean, we'll probably be alright. We'll figure it out. put that one there and there so the lights will work as well. I do like to have the lights going. And pass under that belt, and I'm going to need to pass under this second belt as well. And then we can feed the blue science packs. They will feed down onto the belt with the coal on it. And the coal can then feed... It's just gone a little bit too far there. If I just take those back up like that, there, and run it down here, then I can just have a single inserter there feeding them onto that belt. So I need long-handed inserters next to all of these now so that we can extract the blue and place them into the research facilities. And I should have enough room to run straight up the side. I'll have to do an underpass to go over that little bit of water, but there is just enough room there to get all of them on. I will need a smart inserter there to extract the blue science pack so that we don't run coal up here, because we don't want any coal going up past. Put that one in there. Need some more fast inserters made up in just a minute. Feed those up through. Right, now all of those factories are going to be able to collect that. I need some more iron. Running out of materials here. Just hang about and wait for the rest of this fast inserters. There we go. So I want fast inserters on... Let's move some of the telegraph poles around. You always tend to put down too many. You put out each one as you need it, and you end up sort of getting far too many of them. But now we are working properly. I'm actually carrying a few of them, so I'll put a few of them in. So now all of the labs are running blue science packs. We've got advanced oil processing is ticking away quite nicely. So very soon I'll be able to switch the refinery over to advanced oil processing, which gives us mostly petroleum and then a smaller amount of light and heavy oil. We'll also then be able to start cracking some of the oils as well. I'm thinking I won't crack the heavy oil. I'll just turn that straight to lubricant because I'm going to need that for making the electric engine units. So I'll just crack the light oil back into petroleum and I'll feed that directly into the sulfur and plastic factories there. We won't expand any further than this at the moment, not with the oil. It will just stay as it is, and we'll use that to start building our solar fields. We will soon be in a position where we can start using electric furnaces as well. I will make a couple of electric furnaces for a few things, I think, because that means that I don't have to worry about getting fuel over. And eventually I will change all of this round so it's all electric furnaces. Now obviously electric furnaces aren't going to fit into that setup. They're a 3x3 instead of a 2x2. So I will have to change all of this. Once we are ready for electric furnaces, I will change the whole thing round. But for now, I'm going to upgrade to steel. I wasn't actually planning to do that originally. I was planning to skip the steel stage and just go straight to electric furnaces. But necessity has dictated that we need to increase our production ever so slightly. So in order to do that, I have actually bitten the bullet and made a load of steel furnaces, which is a little bit of a waste of steel, but we'll live with it. So if I pop that down there, it's about as even a spread as I can get for the ore coming in. Can't really do much better than that, but it'll be alright. So as long as it just keeps feeding up in past the furnaces for the copper, I'm hoping that we'll be able to increase the copper production slightly in a minute. At the moment, it's still running a little bit slow. I think we'll have to put some faster belts on that. Advanced oil processing is now research, so we'll get some trash slots and start building up ready for robots once we can get them. I need now to change these around slightly, and if I just move that one up one, like that, change that one round and put that there, move him up, join him on there, and how shall I do this? Yeah, I got one. Actually, let's move that one. Put him there. I just want to be able to walk through. I don't like not being able to get through anywhere. It's slightly frustrating. So I got that there. It means I can extract some water here. I'm going to change some of these pipes around as well, I think, and put some more corners in. To cancel the solar panels being made. Well, I was going to cancel the solar panels being made. Yeah, I am cancelling them because I need some bent pipes. I need quite a few of those to change this around. If I take out the straight pipes that are all around here, I will make bent pipes, just one there and one there, and again there. Don't think I actually need to put one there. I will put it up here like this, move it across. So we've got as little pipe above the ground as possible so that I can actually walk around the base without getting all hung up on the pipes. There is nothing worse. One thing that really annoys me is the pipes everywhere. But that is just about all I got time for today. Next time I will start working on robot frames and getting our first robots into the map. If you enjoyed this episode, please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, please tell your friends all about me. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar, goodbye, and see you later.